Yo, what's going on, guys? So in this video I want to show you how to play Koga, and I think there's a lot of misconceptions about Koga, and I just want to kind of clarify some. First, people think this character is bad, and I beg to differ. I think this character is actually really good right now, even after all the nerfs. He actually got this patch a pretty big buff that people are people are overlooking. So yeah, let's just go over it. So first, I want to talk about his talents. I think Adrenaline Junkie is his best talent because it allows you to use his dashes. And if you didn't know, Koga's dashes, one, they allow you to be like while you're in the animation, allow you to be invincible, immune to CC, and then it also cleanses. So it cleanses Cauterize, which is a really big one. It cleanses Mayvault. It cleanses Slows. I'm not too sure if it cleanses damage over time, but yeah, being able to cleanse Caught is very strong, and being able to cleanse Caught more often is well, I think this character is really good, and I think Adrenaline Junkie is the best because of that. Blood Reaper just got a buff. Still, this talent isn't going to be used at all. The issue with this talent, there's a couple. One, Koga's ult is inconsistent. Normally, when I use it, I'm not like uh, hoping that I get a kill. It's normally just to like force a cooldown. Um, it's really Um, it's kind of a Hail Mary thing. Oh, maybe they got a kill. It's good to punish people that you know that they don't have cooldowns for a free kill. But other than that, again, it's not consistent. And you can't always bank on people not having movement abilities, right? Uh, and then another thing is that sometimes, because his ult is pretty inconsistent, I'll just use his ult to get out. So let's say I'm right here, I don't have any dashes, I'm getting focused. I'll just pop his ult for his immunity to get behind cover, right? And if you're running a talent, um, for his ultimate, then that would just be kind of a waste. And then the last bad thing about this ult is because it's relative to the amount of health. On characters that have like I believe like less than 3,000 health, or like 2,800 health, you're gonna be doing less damage than his normal ult anyways. So like for example like Tyra who has like 2,400 health, um, you're just doing less damage, and yeah, it's nice to be able to like maybe kill tanks, but pretty much all tanks have like movement abilities. So yeah, don't touch this talent now. Dragon Fangs, I really don't think this talent's good unless you have a Torvald pocket. It just doesn't scale well into in game. Koga's skewer's like pretty wild. Like there's some builds that you could just like spam skewer and just fly around and stuff. But again, I think that only works if you have a Torvald pocket. And if I have a Torvald pocket, I'm not gonna be running that build. But if you like it, then I'm pretty sure you can still run it. Um, well, Torvald just got nerfed, so um, you know don't be thinking that you're gonna be a Koga one trick, Dragon Fangs one trick, and ask people for a Torvald pocket because again, Torvald just got nerfed, so this talent did actually just get nerfed. Um, so that leaves us with Adrenaline Junkie. Um, Before there were two builds, two primary builds. Agility builds and dash builds. I think dash builds got nerfed really hard, and I don't think dash builds are really viable anymore. They've kind of changed into something else that I'll get to in a second, and that's what I run. But we'll talk about agility builds. They haven't changed much. Again, you probably just want wanted. Um, trigger happy pretty high. And the thing about these builds is that they're really good at the beginning of the game, and uh, they they stay pretty good. They I just think uh, this other build scales just a lot better at the end game than this than agility builds. And the reason is because you just don't have as much survivability. If you're using one of your energy bars for damage, then you'll have like less amount of dashes, and yeah, I don't really like the build. I guess you could still kind of run it. It hasn't changed, so you know. So now we're gonna go over the new build. Um, and the thing about this build is that we're using deft hands. And so Memento is pretty much a must. At Memento maxed out because deft hands will just do higher DPS if you have a higher magazine count. And then also you want this number to be 5. So let's say you don't want to run 5 cards for some reason. Well, then you want to run 3 or 1, and kind of. Um, I'll just actually just show you this real quick. Kind of a cool glitch. Well, if you're down at one bullet, you still do 2 bullets. So we actually have 96 in the mag, which is kind of cool. I don't know if you really care, but yeah, just a cool trick. Then trigger happy, because once we get to the end game, we're only using our SMGs, so having more healing. With like Deft Hands 3, you're constantly just shooting from your SMG. Um, and so yeah, this card's really nice at the end of the game. Um, and so the issue with this build is to buy Cauterize 3 and Deft Hands 3 costs a lot of money. And even though this build's, I believe this build scales the best at end game, it kind of takes a while to get there. And so what these cards here, so these are the primary cards. The secondary cards um, are mostly just used to mitigate the beginning of the game and help us get to the end of the game. And and again, like Surprise got nerfed pretty bad. Um, and Tenacious is just awful. Even before it got nerfed, it was just terrible. And just to kind of go over why you don't want to be running this card at max. Even at max, I don't think it gives you enough energy to give you like enough energy for a dash. And so you can't just sit here and just like spam dashes or whatever. I'll just show you here. It just doesn't give you enough damage. And even in a vacuum, it doesn't give you enough damage. So if you would think about it in a game, uh, you're gonna be running out of ammo, or you're gonna be running out of dashes a lot. Um, and another thing is we really want our dashes to only be for survivability and movement. We don't want to just be using dashes to get ammo, like to increase our DPS or whatever. Um, and so what we're using this card for is pretty much just to help us finish targets off in a 1v1. So like let's say I get ying down like pretty low or whatever, and I run out of ammo. Instead of reloading, all I have to do is dash, and then I can kill her. And it's just kind of a quality of life. Another thing is like let's say I have no agility, no ammo. Like it allowed me to kind of get a little bit more ammo, and it's a retreating thing. It's kind of hard to show you here. But it just allows you to dash more often, just a little bit. It again, just for retreating. Um, and then something to prove again. I think this just helps me survive a little bit more. Um, uh, people people really like health. I don't like health. Health is only good if you're if you're running veteran. Oh god, and no one runs veteran. Um, I would rather have, maybe the chance that I get another dash, and then that can cleanse my cot, than just like a little bit extra health. But whatever floats your boat. Then swift hands. This is just nice because again, in the beginning of the game, we're not gonna have deft hands 3, and reloading takes 1.3 seconds. So instead of reloading, what I'll do is I'll just switch to my claws and clean up. But again, I'm really only using claws when I know there's not really a lot of risk involved. So this will be like just cleaning up tanks or whatever. Um, I will never pull out my claws in a 1v1, or because I'm not able to cleanse cot. Um, and again, like these are only one card, so it's not really taking up a lot of resources. So I think it's just kind of nice to be able to do a little bit extra like burst or whatever. Um, for items, again, we're going cauterize 3. What I do normally is I go cauterize 2, then deft hands 1, cauterize 3, deft hands 3. And so I'll show you deft hands 3 DPS. It's pretty wild. And then also, with headshots is really nice. Um, and the reason why I think this build is actually really good is one, trigger happy, and then also that we can actually get higher DPS than Dragon Fangs. So even though you're taking less damage, or even though like let's say you have a Torvald, and you're not taking a lot of like health per second, we're actually doing more DPS. Body shots, we aren't doing more DPS, but if you get a couple headshots in the mix, you are doing more. I think body shot DPS is 1,500 or 1,050, and then if you put and then all headshots is like 1,500, and then claws DPS is like 1,200. So yeah, if you get a couple headshots in there, you'll be pretty much doing the same amount of DPS as claws builds, but you're not taking so much damage, and you have more survivability, and you're getting more survivability. So yeah. Um, items again. Uh, why I think Koga actually got a buff this season is or this patch is because Wrecker got buffed. I think Koga is one of the best flanks to run. Wrecker, he has one of the highest DPSs for flanks. Um, and then Wrecker also procs like doing damage to shield, also procs Adrenaline Junkie. So it's never bad to just spam shields because you're getting dodge cool or dash cooldown. Um, and then like with max out Wrecker, you're doing like almost 1,800 DPS to a shield, which is really nutty. And like with Deft Hands 3, Wrecker 3, like I mean you're just melting people. I like I'll just show you headshot damage. Like this is the damage that you're doing to shields. It's pretty nutty. Um, another like some good items. Right, life rip. Um, because trigger happy actually does increase like all healing received. You get extra life rip, which is really nice. Um, items. Yeah, life rip is actually really underrated on Koga, and if the game's like going long, normally what I'll do is like cauterize, depth hands, wrecker, life rip, and that's pretty much like how you want to run it. But if you don't need life rip, you need resilience. Resilience is always great because cripples don't allow you to cleanse caught. Stuns are pretty irritating as well. I would not recommend blast shields or haven. I never do. Like I said, I never like extra health. I don't like extra resistance. I think if you're gonna die, you're gonna fucking die. Doesn't matter how much health you have. Um, Illuminate's good, of course. And then a lot of people like Nimble. I don't really care for it. I mean, you have Nimble on cooldown, right? I, to be honest, I don't even use agility. I just use dashes to get places. So master writing's really good. So I recommend pick up these if you need them. Pick up life rip and wrecker or wrecker if you need it. Life rip is just another default. Bulldozer if you need it. Master writing if you need it. Wouldn't recommend morale boost. Wouldn't recommend veteran. Kill the heal. Rejuvenate might be nice. I don't know how that stacks with trigger happy, but they could be pretty good if you have like a Genos or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe if you enjoy the content, and leave a like. Yeah, I want to go over some gameplay. So here I just want to kind of show you that Koga's like poke damage is still like really good. So even from like over here, we're doing 36, which is max damage from this far away. And I still have 3 dashes. I'm able to cleanse cut and get out. That's what we do because two of our teammates die. I know I just want to get out because everyone else on my team is gonna die. I get flanked for I get bursted down for 1300. I'm able to times these dashes to get healed up, and I actually win that. Man, it's really fun to watch that. I'm gonna replay that. 1300 down. I dodge these bullets, get healed up, get another one, get that kill. Yeah, I don't know. I just find that really fun. I mean, I was pretty lucky to get those heals right as I dash, but to make us that kill, I know homie's on point. I could just poke him out. I get flanked on the right. I know I can get out. All I have to do is cleanse caught, and I'm good. I see Khan use his both of his abilities, so I just go for an ult, get a free kill on him, and then we win point because of it. Um, Next one is the same match, 3-3. Okay, so I want to use ult here. They use Nando ult. Khan just heals, and then I get a sexy 2K. I just want to show you that. A lot of people think Koga's ult is bad. I actually really like it. I think it's pretty good. Because you have the immunity, you can get like what? Yeah, I was pretty mad about this because we lose the game here. But yeah, I mean, if you're able to get like 1500 DPS on like 2 or 3 people, it's very consistent. And then also, even though like uh if you don't get multiple people, you get a consistent 1500 DPS for 2 seconds while you're immune, and You know, again, it's not the best ult in the game, but it is actually pretty consistent. If people like if you catch people off guard, um like it's pretty much a like free 3,000 damage because you're immune, right? You can't get punished out of it. There's one more thing I want to show you. I want to go over a couple things. So we win team fight here. We're just demounting. So there's another thing I want to go over. So I think Koga is really good at playing frontline. As you can see here, I was able to trade out Khan. I did about what, like 2k damage to him. Um, I get down to half health, and all I have to do is I know my healer's not going to be healing anyone else. My healer's right here. All I have to do is dash out, and look, instantly get healed back up. Get bursted. Same thing, get instantly healed back up. I'm going to replay that. Poking out damage. Instantly healed back up. Instantly healed back up. And this is why I think Koga is really good at playing the front line. Again, you know, you'd be saying, oh, you know, he's a flank. Only play flank, but um, you know, which you can do, but sometimes you need to play front line and put and focus the tanks and focus the tanks resources, and um and I think Koga is one of the best flanks to do that, right? Um, he can also get in if someone gets bursted down in the back line. He has, you know, a lot of ways to get into his back line and then, you know, get out. Um, Burst that guy down, nice headshots. And then we're just focusing Khan because so I thought I could kill this guy, but he gets out. And then I knew Khan used his ult or used his he used his shift right there, his shout, and then right there he just used his dash. So I knew he was gonna die from this ult. And pretty much all I want to go over is, like, you know, in these situations, like, Koga is the best flank for this, right? Um, Now a lot of people think, you know, Zen's like, you know, the best flank. Why would you play anything other than Zen or like Andrew or whatever? But the issue with like Zen is that you can't open a team fight with your Zen ult because if there's people around the person you want to ult, uh, they could just burst you out of it because Zen isn't immune anymore with Guillotine. But with Koga, you don't have to worry about getting punished out of your ultimate. All you have to do, or you don't have to really wait for someone to be alone, right? For Koga, all you have to do is wait for someone to use their movement ability, or for Khan, you know, he has to use his shout and his dash, and and you know, of course, you know, there's probably a lot more opportunities to get someone with your Zen ult. That, you know, that's why Zen is very strong. But, you know, I'm saying that, like, there are situations where Koga's ult is still really good, and especially in the team fights where Zen would have normally gotten bursted out of his ultimate, right? Where it's really that 5v5 just team fight. Koga shines pretty well there because he's really looking is for someone to mess up. Um, and then, you know, another thing with Zen is because his DPS isn't that high, he's not good. He's not as good as Koga when it comes to like shield break. Zen only has like 600 DPS as whereas Koga has like 1,000, which just stacks better with Wrecker. You don't really want to be buying Wrecker with Zen, right? You know, you could probably argue, you know, all you want to do is flank with Zen, but I don't know. I think there are situations where you do want to be pressuring out the tanks, doing only tank damage, right? Um, and Koga's really good at that, right? Um, you know, that's about it. I'll just show you the end of the game. These kills. And 0 deaths. When if they don't have a lot of burst, Koga's really good at that. Because he's able to trade damage and then burst heal. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Hopefully y'all kind of understand where I'm coming from. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. See you later.